LinkedIn is the holy grail for jobs in the West, irrespective of whether you are applying for an academic related job or whether you're applying for normal or conventional job. A word of caution though, if you don't have anything going on there, please don't add it to your academic CV. It is pointless and I dare say reckless to send your potential boss to an empty page. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by. My name is Gigi or Stella, whichever you prefer. And if you're a returning subscriber, as always, you know I love you. Thank you so much. And you guys, thank you so much on the love on the first video of this series. And yes, if you're just strolling into this channel, this is actually a series. I started the first video where I talked about academic CVs in general and the general components that you'd find in an academic CV and how to structure that. I also delved into the general rule of thumb on, how to structure your academic CVs and what you should try and avoid in order to present a well-written academic CV. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the second part, which is like continuation of the first part. And I would highly recommend that you see that video first before seeing this one, just so you don't have like knowledge gaps and then you'll be able to flow with information that will be available on this video. So I do highly recommend that you go see that video first and then come back to see this one. I'm going to link it somewhere here in the video. In today's video, I'm going to talk about 5 common errors that are made by international students and how to avoid that. And then I will talk about 4 things that can get you noticed by a potential supervisor. And if this looks like something you're looking for, then by all means, keep watching. As always, if you're new to grad school or grad school application in general, this channel is the right place to be. I know how frustrating it can be looking for information on the internet where you have information in different ranges of complexities, and then it's difficult for you to follow through as a beginner. This channel is mostly dedicated towards making things as simplified as possible so that you can get a hang of what grad school application looks like, how to do it, and how to prepare ahead of an application. I made a video detailing on all the must-haves as well as documents that you need to have prior to applying to any school or to any scholarships. Do well to check out that video so that you can get an idea on what to have when applying for a scholarship or a grad school program. I'll also leave the link to that video somewhere in this video. Now let's delve into the order of today. Let's talk about 5 common errors that are made on academic CVs, especially by international students, and how you can avoid them. In the personal details section, avoid adding things like your nationality, your age, religion, or the exact address where your house is located. It's good enough to add only the street and the city where you live. Things like nationalities, your age, or even your photos are a no-no. This is usually done to avoid bias towards an applicant. Number 2, avoid buzzwords. Things like creative thinking, attention to details, ability to meet tight deadlines, team player, etc. These are just words, and to be very honest, anyone can claim them. These words don't really show or create any impact in your CV because they are just words. Instead of mentioning a buzzword that no one can really verify, how about exemplifying or portraying these qualities in an actual job that you have already mentioned in your work experience or research experience? For instance, creating an SOP that was able to improve the general productivity for the entire lab. This not only showcases that you have these abilities or these qualities per se, it also goes on to show that these qualities were able to improve the productivity or improve the outcomes in that particular lab, and also adds value to you as a person. That's a much better way of showcasing your quality as opposed to just stating that you're a great team player or that you're a great problem solver. 3, your CV cannot be a one-size-fits-all. This means that you need to tailor your CVs to meet the specific application that you're making it for. 4, don't be a jack of all trades. Potential supervisors want to work with students within a specific field of interest, not someone that knows a little about everything. So make sure that your CV is tailored towards a specific or narrowed area of interest that is easily interchangeable or that has foundational techniques that can be used within any of the areas of interest that you have interest in. Attention to details is a great plus for a grad school applicant. So you cannot really say you pay attention to details if you have typos in your CV. And that leads me to my final point. Make sure to check for punctuation errors and also ensure that your CV is properly aligned. Alignment of your CV can showcase your ability to pay attention to minute little details, which is a really great quality for a grad school applicant. Finally, 4 things that get your academic CV noticed by a potential supervisor or an academic committee. If you're still watching up to this point, then you might as well just subscribe to the family and click on the notification bell so you know when next another video drops. It only gets better anyways. 1. A consistent streak of success, such as maybe having a really good CGPA right from your undergrad till your master's or a PhD. It can also be maybe a consistency in having quality research papers published consistently. It could also be numbers of awards that you received for maybe science fairs or conferences that you consistently attended, things like researches that you've done in the past, quality papers that you've published. It could also be winning scholarships, different scholarships in your CV. These are things that usually get you noticed by a potential supervisor. In some other cases, it could be participating in extracurricular activities such as volunteering or leadership positions. And this leads me to the second attribute that can get you noticed by a potential supervisor or an academic committee. Volunteering activities and leadership qualities are some of the things that some other supervisors or academic committee are looking out for, depending on what this program is about or kinds of characteristics that the supervisor is looking for. Your activities in volunteering for, say, a cancer institute showcases your underlying passion for maybe cancer biology. This can stand out for a supervisor or even for an academic committee and shows how much deeply you are invested in that specific field of interest. Number 3 is the skill sets and techniques that you've acquired from research experiences. Usually this is for people who have had more exposure to certain hands-on experiences or have longer work experiences and have mastered certain skills. These kind of skills are maybe skills that are not so common to most grad school applicants. Having a skill set that is not so common can be a plus for you. So for instance, some people would like to have people that have, say, R language programming skill or that know how to use Python programming skills. And these people can stand out from other applicants by just having those skills. Last but not least is having an optimized LinkedIn profile. LinkedIn is the holy grail for jobs in the West, irrespective of whether you are applying for an academic related job or whether you're applying for normal or conventional job. A word of caution though, if you don't have anything going on there or you haven't taken the time to build your LinkedIn profile, please don't add it to your academic CV. It is pointless and I dare say reckless to send your potential boss to an empty page. In the absence of an optimized LinkedIn page, you may add things like a ResearchGate profile or link to your ResearchGate profile, that is assuming you have one, or maybe a link to a website or a blog site. The idea is to showcase an original post, original thing that you've done, and maybe help the selection committee see your skills in writing. As my way of adding value to this community, I've also created a free template that you can use in creating your own academic CV. So do check the description box for that template and use it as a guide to creating your own academic CV. Finally, remember to cross your T's and dot your I's. Attention to details is a great suit for a grad school applicant, and that should be reflected in your academic CV. As always, remember where you're coming from, remember where you are, and remember where you're going. Until next week, it's all shades of love.